It's funny. All right, guys. Welcome to Drag Drive Repeat News. It's early. I'm ready. There is a lot of drag and drive stuff we're going to cover today. This show is presented by Summit Racing. And guys, this is June 8th. And today we're diving into all things drag and drive events in the month of June. I
Yeah,
hope you're ready for what's coming. Eric,
we.
let's hit that intro video. Oh, do it. What were you going to say?
I was just gonna say we're halfway through 2024 already. 6 months in. Ain't that
Dude,
crazy?
I love it. Bring it on.
All right, let's get that intro and then we'll get going.
Oh, yeah. Man, hey, just want to say good morning, dude. You and I jumped on the back. I know we're a few minutes late on this, but listen, that's the way it goes sometimes. That's the way it
Right.
goes sometimes. So, for the folks that are in here watching this morning, thank you so much for jumping in early. My name is Mike Narks. I'm the host of the Drag Drive Repeat News, which is what you're watching or listening to right now. And I also host the Drag Drive Repeat show, which happens on Wednesday nights live and then is replayed on PowerTube TV on Tuesday nights. But we do the extra few things on PowerTube's edit for them. So kind of a fun watch. If you're not watching the PowerTube side, you need to do that as well because we have other exclusive content that goes over there too. Mr. Eric White, please introduce yourself. It's great to have you back, sir. Love having you on the show with me.
Thank you, thank you. I am Eric White, the co-host for both the show and the news. Help out with everything: drag, drive, repeat, videos, graphic design work, you name it. I did miss last week because I was out of town,
Hmm.
but did get to hang out with some race car friends, which was pretty cool. So, but yes, glad to be back and glad to be back on the show this Saturday morning.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, this is a big weekend. This is a weekend before two national level or two big events kick off. So we have Six Summer that kicks off, and we have Alaska Speed Week that kicks off,
Yep.
both on Sunday, tomorrow. So it's going to be kind of crazy. And Eric is going to Six Summer. So we've got a whole big layout of it, what the days are like, where we're going to race, all that kind of stuff. But first off, let's kick this thing off, dude. I want to say thanks to our race car friends, y'all. I know I say it a lot, and we can't do this without you. We cannot do this without you. We appreciate you. I know there's a bunch of people traveling this morning, so guys, the folks that are in here right now, hit the share button because there's a passenger in the seat of a tow rig somewhere that is looking for something to do. Let's give them something to listen to for the next about 45 minutes or an hour. Okay. Let's hit the share button, guys. Really, as I worked through stuff at about 11 o'clock last night, it was like, it's just amazing how, we made a post and we're going to go through some of the pictures later about people who's on their way, post a pic of your setup, all that kind of stuff. And man, I got up this morning, there's like 12 more pictures in there. It's awesome. I'm
Awesome.
like, yeah, I love it. I appreciate everybody doing that. And thank you for all the support you guys give us all the time. And we can't do this. We can't do the travel without our sponsors. Summit Racing, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil. Uh-oh, I didn't put WAF Racing on this. That's one thing I forgot last night. And Power Tube's not on this one. Dadgummit. Sorry about that. Oh, hang on. We're not there yet. Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Car Change 3D, WAF Racing, Performa Built Transmissions, who we're going to get to see next week, Howard's Cams, Sweet Patina, Racing Junk Classifieds, and Power Tube. All those folks make all of this possible for what we do. It's pretty
That's
amazing.
right.
Oh yeah, and I can't wait to hang out with the guys at Driven. They're going to be at Six Summer as well, so we're going to be able to. We're going to go by the booth. We're going to make that a point during the week. Eric's going to be there a few days. I'm going to be there a few days. We're going to go by and hang out. We're going to do some fun stuff with them.
That's right.
Yep. All right, and then guys, I don't know if you know this or not, but Summit Racing Speed Legacy began in 1968, one man operation. Now it's the World Speed Shop and four facilities across the country, 4 huge warehouses like the one in the picture here, 200 plus catalog editions. They feel your passion, they save you money, they deliver fast, and offer top notch customer service for more than 1,500 brands. Make sure to download the Summit Racing mobile app for easy access to speed parts. Find them on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. They also run the podcast On All Cylinders, which has a ton of automotive discussions from manufacturers to racers to builders, all that kind of stuff. From humble origins to the social media lane, Summit Racing stands by your need for speed. And while you're on looking at summitracing.com for your next automotive parts purchase,
Oh yeah.
should we show them what should we show 'em what happened this week? It
Yes.
happened after the show Wednesday night, the live stream Wednesday night until before now. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Dude, you can buy. Are you here? Like my blood pressure just went up. My excitement just went up. You can buy Drag Drive Repeat merch from summitracing.com or the warehouses. So all you guys that are headed into Six Summer from the East Coast, swing by the Ohio facility. They have them on hand right there. You can pick up a hoodie, you can pick up a t-shirt, guys. Just in time for the 4th of July. The design that Eric White put together with intentions of 4th of July and our patriotic mindset here, red, white, and blue, drag, drive, repeat, summitracing.com. I don't know what we're going to do for the folks that have this on at Six Summer, but if you order one of these shirts and you have it on at Six Summer, I'm probably going to give you a big old hug. I don't something. I want to do some fun stuff. I've got some decals with me. We'll put some decals on some cars and stuff like that. Y'all, this is a big deal. I really appreciate Summit and doing this, and this opens this up. We're gonna have some opportunity to do some really fun things with them, with the brand, and intend to kind of offer you guys a lot of really cool products from Summit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, I'm really excited about this, and there's more coming. I won't give any more details, but there's more coming, and they're going to be really, really cool. So thank you to Summit for doing this. This is really awesome. Again, summitracing.com. All you have to do is type in literally drag, drive, repeat. Drag, drive, repeat on Summit. Order yours today. Alrighty. You ready to get into some good stuff? Ready to talk
Yeah,
about events? Do what we do around here.
that's right.
You want to do the driven ad read, and let's kick this thing off.
Yeah, I guess since I'm wearing a driven hat
Oh,
and
and
a
a driven
driven
suit.
t-shirt, yeah, I
Dude.
guess I'll read the driven ad as well. Why gamble with performance or protection when you get proven results from Driven Racing Oil? Trusted by top engine builders, winning racers, and devoted horsepower enthusiasts around the world. Driven takes legendary base oils such as the ones in Bradford, Pennsylvania, which comprise their GP1 line. Then, Driven boosts that superior base with state of the art additive packages. Driven's GP1 Nitro 70 not only provides anti wear protection, but can even shield cylinders from washout and fuel dilution caused by using methanol or nitro based fuels. Learn more about Driven Racing Oil by following them on Facebook and Instagram at Driven Racing Oil or shop now at drivenracingoil.com.
I know that's right. And I did some shopping at drivenracingoil.com the other day, bought me a Dragon Driven shirt, and it arrived yesterday.
Yep,
So I will also be wearing some Driven stuff as I come up to Six Summer on Thursday.
that is right. I will have
Yeah.
mine on as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm pumped about that. I'm pumped about being able to come up and hang out. So I'm leaving here Wednesday night after the show and going to drive as far as I can. And then I'll show up Thursday morning.
Yep.
You ready?
Yes,
Let's,
sir.
let's talk about Six Summer. Let's talk about Six Summer. I love the thing in the bottom left you added there, the Dragon Drive World Champion event eligible tag. It's perfect. This is the first event we've had since Six Summer that is Dragon Drive World Champion eligible. So we go into a month where we went 4 months, 5 months without
Yep.
4 months without an event. So really, there was very little to talk about except, hey, those guys had points, right? Now we're going to get in the situation where the points will change. Here, oh, I just thought of something. I just thought of something. Bryant Goldstone is in the top 3 points. He's doing Six Summer and he's doing 1.0.
Yep.
If he performs well enough, there's going to be people that will have to chase him all year long by the end of June. Think about that. And then
Yep.
all he's got to do is just he's got to get better, you know. And we have the new 850 champion and the 10-0 champion that are points eligible. I mean, like this is going to be a fun. This is June is going to be absolutely insane, and I can't wait for it. We haven't worked as hard as we're going to work in a year, really. I mean, probably as we went into September last year, it was pretty tough because
Yeah.
all the events were there. But listen, we're going to have some lead changes with the Dragon Drive World Champion. Well, let's talk about what these racers are going to experience this week on Six Summer. So tech and testing is going to be tomorrow
Yep.
at Byron Dragway. It's Eric's home track, so I think he's trying to maybe sneak over there a little bit,
Yep. I'm
hang
planning
out.
on being there.
Ah, sweet. All right. And so he's going to be there talking to some racers. Tech is between 8 and 1. I'm sure they would get there early, is all I'm going to say. There's you and 300 other racers are trying to get your car teched in. If you are a spectator, gates don't open until noon. Okay. So don't get there early if you're a spectator. Just wait, right? Just wait. So Eric is obviously media. So he's getting there early to talk to racers, to get pictures, to interview, all that kind of stuff. See the new cars, see what updates were on things. And then testing actually starts at 2 p.m. Here's what I am going to warn racers of: if your car is mediocre and you have only had it together for 4 hours, please, sweet baby Jesus, do not make a pass on Sunday. Just wait, make your first test pass on Monday, because if it breaks, you're not in the show. You know what I mean? Like you don't get your name on the list and all that kind of stuff. You do, but there's no times next to it.
Yeah.
So if at least if you break on your pass, you're on you get your name on the list. So we want that, right? We want that. But Sunday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. is tech. 2 p.m. starts testing. Monday morning, the driver meeting at 8 a.m. mandatory, got to be there, and then they're racing from 9 to 3. Okay, this is the great thing about as we move through this. We're going to talk about times where people are racing because sick events follow the same as Hot Rod Drag Week stuff. So they race in the mornings, which gives you the afternoon to drive, the afternoon and evening, which is great.
Hmm.
So Monday night, the town of Rock Falls is shutting down completely. Like I don't know if you've seen these pictures, dude. They are rolling out the red carpet, as somebody said. I think Derek Putnam said that. For a big racer party, they got a burnout area. They've got special parking for racers. They've got tons of vendors. They got a whole city-wide deal. Is just they're throwing a party for
Yes.
Dragon Drive, which is awesome. I love it.
I will
And
be there as well.
yeah, so I was going to say, I think you're trying to get there too, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. I will be there.
that's going to be awesome. I really wish, and it's funny. I was getting ready for bed last night, and I told my wife, I was like, I'm really sad. I'm getting some FOMO for all these people that are headed up there now. She goes, well, leave in the morning. I'm like, no, I can't. I was like, we got to get this pool up. I don't need to go this early. I don't need to go this early. I got a plan. I need to stick to the plan. So Tuesday, racers are going to race at Cordova, which I think is like 80 or 100 miles, something like that. So it's not a huge trip, which is great. And then you've got the Rock Falls right in the middle of that. So should be a pretty easy day after your first day of racing and get all the jitters out and all the bugs worked out of your car and your nerves. So Tuesday, racers are going to make passes at Cordova, 9 to 3 again. Wednesday at Tri-State in Earlville, Iowa, from 9 to 3. And I would imagine we're gonna like you guys will see a stop at Motion Raceworks. I would
Yeah.
think that is probably then because
I
they're
thought.
right down the street.
Yeah. I thought I already heard that they were.
Sweet. All right. Yeah. Cool. Good. And I hope that turns into a big party because it was last year and it was a blast. It was really, really a lot of fun. Thursday night, Great Lakes Dragway, or Thursday morning. Sorry, Thursday morning, Great Lakes Dragway, Union Grove, Wisconsin, 9 to 3. Last year, this place was packed. I mean, like standing room only in the stands, people milling around the pits all day. The folks showed up at Great Lakes Dragway. It was pretty awesome. And the burnouts there are really kind of cool because you're on a little bit of a hill. So
Hmm.
the stick shift cars really get after it because the whole clutch and gas and foot, heel toe. throttle, all the stuff, So really a lot of fun to watch there. And then Friday racers are back in Byron. Racing has moved back from 9 to 11. They started at 11 and run 11 to 5 with the awards after that. So if you are a spectator, that gives you a little bit more time to get in there and get some looks. I will say that Friday, just like all the other events we're going to talk about, that last day when folks are back at their truck and trailer, they turn it up. They're trying to
Oh
go
yeah.
for either a personal best or they're trying to lock in their class win or whatever. But at this point, drivers are probably going to be around 600 miles in, which is, I would say, lower than normal, right? And lower than a typical national level event. But it's great because it means cars are fresher, right?
Yeah.
So we have 11 to 5 racing awards after that. And racers will have covered Illinois, Iowa, and Wisconsin. It's
Yep.
pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Sorry, I've got like a hair. Alrighty. So that's six summer. There's a lot of racers that are headed that way right now that we're going to show later on in the car chains segment. And then next up is Alaska Speed Week. That event comes up. I love this sticker here. This is super cool. Uh, it starts on the 9th as well, which is Sunday, which is tomorrow.
Hmm.
It is oh sorry. It is not Drag and Drive World Champion eligible because it's actually only 3 days of racing, but it takes a whole week because they've got such a big area to cover.
Right.
So from the Alaska Speed Week Facebook page, they said Drag and Drive Under the Midnight Sun Alaska Speed Week will take place June 10th through 15th at Alaska Raceway Park in Palmer, Alaska. Then the drive will go up through Denali Park to Fairbanks and North Pole. Sounds kind of cool. Then over to Talk to drag race at Tanacross, south through Glen Allen, and finish back at Alaska Raceway Park. Racers will set an average of each time to determine how the event will be. And drive their cars between checkpoints while visiting the last frontier. And I think that's kind of cool because we talked to David, we talked to Chris, and Phil. This event is amazing. The
Yeah.
scenery is amazing. The trip is amazing. The people are amazing. Along the way, they're going to tour with hundreds of other hot rod enthusiasts to see Alaska like it's never been seen before. And they're going to show Alaska a lot of the stuff they've never seen before.
Yeah.
A lot of these
This
street cars are not usually up there.
Yeah, this is an event that I wish wasn't at the same time as Six Summer because this one would
Yeah.
be a cool event to go to as well.
Yeah, I agree. I wonder if they have rental cars up there that we can just jump in a Suburban and do that. Maybe 2025 we look at doing that depending on the schedule, obviously, because that'd be kind of fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've
Jump
never
in and go.
clearly
Yeah, I've
never
never.
been that direction.
No, not at all. I don't know if I want to drive. I think I want to fly and rent a car because
Could you imagine the content of you and I driving? It would almost be as good as Chris and Phil.
man, I know, but I don't know if I want to do 3 weeks for one event. That's
Yeah,
that's the hard part, right? Because once you
it
get to
is.
the border, you still have like another 1,200 miles or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm in on this event. I think it would be a lot of fun, and I think the folks that participate in it have a blast, right?
Oh
And I mean
yeah.
that's what Phil and Chris said about last year, and I'm ready to see how many folks show up. I'm ready to see how this event goes, and obviously being the second year, I think they're going to have some faster cars, which is what we typically see. The first year you kind of have mediocre cars, everybody kind of getting their stuff sorted. Then the next year they're like, okay, let's turn it up.
Yeah.
So be kind
And
of fun to watch.
the photos are going to be great as well. I'm not sure who's
Oh,
going to be there covering this one, but
yeah.
the photos that Chris took last year were incredible.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna be absolutely amazing. I'm excited to see that stuff, and the backdrops there really lend to hot rods and cars and all that stuff in the
Oh
first
yeah.
place. So, all right, up next on the list is the next weekend. So not like
Six
hang,
Summer ends.
yeah, let me back up. This actually we will not have another break after tomorrow until the 29th of June. So from June 9th through the 29th, there's no break. There is a drag and drive every single day.
Yep.
across the world somewhere, because that's what made me think of it as we get into the UK Street Weekend here. So racers are going to gather on Friday, which is when Sick Summer and Alaska Speed Week, no, sorry, Sick Summer ends.
Mm-hmm.
So on Friday, Santa Pod Raceway in Wellingborough, UK. It's tech and racing on Friday. Then they're going to drive to Melbourne Raceway in York, UK for racing on Saturday, then back to Santa Pod for Sunday, June 16th. So again, a weekend, a regional event. This is I'm loving seeing all the regional stuff. I was actually talking to Drop the Hammer promoter Carl Stansel yesterday about um, all the regional stuff that's coming, like how much better these events are getting. They're not just, hey, I want to do one and it's kind of mediocre. Like these are fun. People are really
Yeah.
getting this stuff figured out. And the Street Weekend Facebook group is popping off like crazy. Tons of conversations in there, tons of questions, tons of comments. So I think we're going to see a lot of new racers this year at this event as, compared to the past. So bring it on. I'm excited about this. And our buddy Ken White is writing from the Dragon Drive UK Facebook page. He's writing for Sick the Mag again. His article, "The Great British Race Off," was awesome from last year.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see him get back in it this year and do that again. And our buddy Tom Bagley, who runs the Knapsack Mustang here in the States, who's going to be at 1.0, is doing this event. He's co-piloting for Graham Smith in that really fast 57. That's almost a pro mod. Then so they end on the 16th. He jumps on an airplane after being on a Dragon Drive all weekend in a hot hot rod, right? And then gets on an airplane, headed to the States that Monday, the 17th. And then he's going to compete in Rocky Mountain Race Week at the end of that week. But he has to drive from his race car from LA to Tulsa, Oklahoma.
That is a trip.
He's my hero. He's my hero. So I'm excited about that. Good luck to everybody at Street Weekend. Again, this is going to provide like daily shares.
Oh yeah.
So please post, because we're going to be scouring Facebook looking for stories to help share, to help bring, more eyes to the community, more eyes to whoever's posting. So if you're following us on Facebook, get ready, because there's going to be a ton of coverage from all over the world. And then same weekend, we start Big Sky Race Week, which is also Dragon Drive World Champion eligible because of the car count and how far they're driving. And I think all of the folks that we're going to see here, I mean, there's obviously some heavy, heavy hitters in this event. Some big names like Royce Payton's going to be there, Jason
Hmm.
Pickett in the hearse. This is going to be pretty wild. I'm excited for them to step off in this in their first big event and go wild. Austin really has his work cut out for him. I hope he is prepared for what's coming. So day zero is June 16th, tech and registration, and then the drivers meeting is going to be that night. This is the 16th is that Sunday. They're going to do it's at Yellowstone Drag Strip in Acton, Montana. Now, first time any Dragon Drive has been in this part of the country.
That's right.
Should be pretty wild. So racing begins on Monday, day one, again, obviously at Yellowstone. Elevation 3,800 feet. Thought that was kind of a cool stat there. So we're going to be seeing some slower times from cars, because it's going to be almost like racing at Bandamere. So that's
Hmm.
going to be the biggest thing. We've got definitely some high elevations here. Racing is every day from 10 to 3:30. So racers are going to have a little bit of morning time to get up and kind of get their stuff ready. And then I really like that midday stuff, kind of like what we did with the circuit. That 11, we did 11 to 5. They're doing 10 to 3:30. This is this is new for Dragon Drive to test this with. Um, I think it's going to be awesome. I think the views from this event are going to be great. So Monday, June 17th, Yellowstone Drag Strip, Acton, Montana, 3,800 feet. Then the racers are going to drive to Highline Drag Strip in what does it say, Malta, Montana.
Yeah.
Another elevation, 2,300 feet. So again, we're going to have to. I think there's some drivers that are going to be chasing from, they're going to be coming from this part of the country, let's say from central part of the country, or like Illinois is kind of northern from me here in Arkansas. Racers that haven't seen this kind of elevation every day. When they go
Yeah.
to Rocky Mountain, they don't necessarily get that every day. So we've got 2,300 feet of elevation for day two.
And that's a 1,500-foot change between day 1 and day 2.
Yeah, yeah, pretty wild there. And then day three is even worse. Lewistown Raceway, Lewistown, Montana, elevation 4,200 feet.
Yeah.
So you
And
go up and then down and then up again.
yeah, back up that 1,900 feet now.
Yep, yep. So and not only that, but you know what that means for the drive. That means it's
Oh
going to
yeah.
be harder. You're going to be up and down the whole way. Um,
Yeah.
Thursday is going to be Lost Creek Raceway in Anaconda, Montana, elevation 5,200 feet.
Yeah.
So we're only going further up. So I wonder what that's going to do to the weather. Is it going to be cooler? Like, so we're going to be down here just suffering. It's going to be a 95 by the time this event gets here in Arkansas, and these guys are going to see like 60s and 70s, maybe 30s,
Yeah.
maybe night. Like, I mean, I don't know what the weather is like. We need to talk to Austin and find out. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
get some updates on that on Wednesday night show. And then Friday, we're back at Yellowstone. They're back at Yellowstone Dragway in Acton, Montana. I think if I remember right, he was saying like 800 or 1,000 miles or something. No, no, no. It's almost 1,200 miles for this event. So not only
Mhm.
is it going to be gorgeous scenery, you're going to cover a bunch of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This is going to be pretty wild. And I wanted to give a shout out to our buddy, Jesse Fox, who's going to be at Six Summer, leaves Friday night as early as he can, and is driving to Big Sky Race Week in Benny at this point in time. His plan is to drive Benny, the V8 swapped Volvo, from Indiana to Illinois for Six Summer. Do that, and then to Big Sky Race Week in literally a day and a half.
Mhm.
That's a long trip. I think it's like 1,200 miles from Byron to Acton or something crazy like that. And
Yeah,
then
with a new build in the car, engine in the car.
yeah, I mean, I think he's probably put, at that point, he'll have maybe put 1,000 miles on it. So if it gets to 1,000 miles, it'll be pretty good. And with as much as he struggled with the old setup, that dude can probably fix anything on the roadside at this point.
Yeah, it's
So
17 hours and 15 minutes, 1,200 miles.
wow, that's crazy. So he's going to do that. He's going to do Big Sky Race Week. Let's talk about the next event, and then we'll talk about Jesse driving from Big Sky Race Week to Rocky Mountain Race Week because it's the same distance. So BC Dragon Challenge is next up on our list. It is Dragon Drive World Champion eligible as well. It's June 19th through 24th. So halfway through Big Sky Race Week that Wednesday, BC Dragon Challenge is going to kick off. So again, we're stacking these things up, man. We're stacking these things up. So June 19th, here's one other thing. They're racing at airports, dude.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, whoa, what does that mean? So in all of the schedule, it talks about racing all day. So I don't know if that means they're going to have to work around airplanes. Airplanes land, hey, we can't make passes for 20 minutes. I don't know what that means, but I
It
don't know what
means there's going to be cool photos if there's planes coming
oh
in the background.
man, I can't wait. That's going to be exciting. So I think I mean, is that going to be like a no prep deal almost?
I
Ooh.
don't know.
Trevor Brandon says test passes went great. Six Summer is only 7 hours away. That's awesome. I can't wait to see that GTR take on the world, man. It's going to be great.
Yep.
Sick freaks, you are on notice right now. You are on notice right now. Hey, Sharon Klausner here saying good morning. That's the Kakalaki Run, one of the promoters over there. That's another event for 2025 that adds to the Dragon Drive World Champion eligible list. I'm ready for that one too. Back in North Carolina, going to kind of bridge the gap between Sick Week and Sick Summer with the Kakalaki Run in the end of March. So that'll be fun in the Carolinas. All right, sorry. Back to BC Dragon Challenge. Racing at airports. The race schedule shows all day. Again, don't know what that means. I intend to have the promoters for that event on after the event to talk about it in detail, kind of give us some updates. Wednesday, June 19th is Tech and Check In at Cache Creek Airport in Cache Creek, British Columbia, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. No spectators.
What?
That's what really kind of got my gears going, was because I was like, well, what does that mean? Why are there no spectators allowed? That's what makes me think they're going to have some airplanes coming in and out.
Yeah.
'Cause why wouldn't you? Why, so anyway, so that's day one. Again, you're going to be people are going to be making test passes. You're going to be in front of several hundred of your friends, of your race car friends there, because I mean, there's other people that are racing in this as well. Then Thursday, June 20th, race day, Cache Creek. Racer meeting at 8 a.m. Track open after that. Friday, June 21st, they're racing at Nitro Motorsports Park in Prince George, British Columbia. And then I don't know where I don't know where that falls in relation to miles. I didn't look that up. 2,500 LV, 2,500 feet of elevation for this track. So again, another event where we're going to have some elevation changes. So that's Friday, June 21st. Saturday, June 22nd, they're racing at Lillooet. So I don't know. Airport in that same city, Lillooet, British Columbia, Canada. 1,320 feet of elevation there. And then Sunday, June 23rd, racing at 100 Mile House Airport at 100 Mile House, British Columbia. 3,050 feet of elevation for that one. So
Wow.
not only are they racing on airports, which I would think if they're racing at airports, this isn't something new for the drag racing community. So there's probably an area where they have all that stuff kind of set up and can do that easily. Thinking about it now, if you need, can't remember if this is eighth or quarter mile event, but if you have that kind of stuff going, you're not going to take up and tear down the timing system every time an airplane's going to land. So there's got to be a way they have that set up. Either they rent the track or close it that day or whatever, or really dial back the landing strip or whatever. So
Yeah.
it'll be kind of interesting, and we'll get that full story from them after the event, and
Well,
then
real quick, here's the distance between them. So, the Cache Creek Regional Airport to Nitro Motorsports Park, it's 465 kilometers, about 5 hours apart. I don't know what that is
yeah,
in miles.
that's probably 300 miles. I would think something like that.
And then from Nitro Motorsports Park to, what was it?
Yeah.
Lillette Airport is 534 kilometers, about 5 hours and 45 minutes. And then the last one to 100 Mile House Airstrip is only 181 kilometers, about 2 hours.
Yeah, nice. So that's about 100 miles, and then back to Cache Creek or Cache Creek or whatever airport for Monday. So this is really one of the first events we're seeing that kind of bridges the Lillooet. Our boy Raj taking care of us. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. The two O's got me, man. Got me.
Right.
Um, the this is the first one we've seen like going through the weekend essentially. You're doing your Wednesday to Monday type racing. So I'm interested to see how that works. I know that racers that want to do drag and drive are going to do them anyways. I just wonder, actually thinking about it, that would probably help you as far as like vacation time if you were close to the starting, because then you could work Monday, Tuesday, get there on Wednesday, then you go back to work, the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of the next week. So you're not burning as many vacation days. But at the same time, dude, can you imagine doing a drag and drive and then going right back into work the next day? No, I'm out.
No,
I'm
no,
out. I
not at all.
I'd be a mess. That's for sure. So again, another Drag and Drive World Champion eligible event here with BC Drag It Challenge, and I can't wait to see how many folks show up. These promoters actually went down and participated in the Olympic Drag and Drive, which happened last weekend in the Pacific Northwest at Port George, Washington. So good on them. I loved seeing those guys out and about. And again, anytime you can go attend another event, it only helps your event get better because you see other things. You talk to people. Hey, what'd you like about this? Hey, didn't you like about a certain thing? So it helps a lot. And then Rocky Mountain Race Week, guys, are you ready for this? I don't know if anybody knows this or not, or have heard me talk about it, but I'm the social media marketing manager at Tulsa Osage Casino and Hotel, Tulsa Raceway Park in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and that's where Rocky Mountain Race Week starts and ends. And I can't wait for everybody to come in and hang out at the track. It's going to be a blast. Sunday, June 23rd. Again, Drag and Drive World Champion eligible event here. This is going to be crazy because, like we talked, Bryant Goldstone's going to be here, but also Our boy Jason Hurley's going to be here, who is the current 3-time in a row Rocky Mountain Race Week winner. And I think he's got more power. The car's been faster already, and he's got a whole new front end setup on it where he's moved his headlights down, no more pop up headlight. This car's going to be it's going to be awesome. It's going to be really really fast, and I can't wait to see a I want to see Bryant Goldstone come over and experience the night side of racing and see what he
Hmm.
thinks. That's one of my biggest. I love Rocky Mountain because you race in the evening. It gives you something to drive towards all day. You don't run all of your adrenaline out in the morning and then get in your car and hate yourself by 8 o'clock at night because you're hot and everything. You're getting hot all day driving to the track, then you get there and they run into the evening. So it's going to be kind of fun. I'm really excited about this. And again, we talked about Jesse Fox, 3G video. If you're not following, do it now. 3G video. Please go buy some photo packages from this dude. He literally lives and breathes drag and drive as much as we do. Six Summer, Big Sky Race Week, 1,200 miles south from Acton, Montana to Tulsa, Oklahoma for Rocky Mountain Race Week. He is leaving Acton on Friday. He is trying to get to Rocky Mountain by Sunday. It's
Sure.
almost a 10,000-mile trip by the time he gets back home.
That is
Craziness.
nuts. Yeah, right now,
Craziness.
just from Byron to Acton to Tulsa is 35 hours.
Golly,
And
that's
that
awesome.
and that's not even like starting at his house and getting to Byron, doing Six Summer,
Yep.
and then doing Big Sky Race Week and doing Rocky Mountain Race Week. That is
Yep.
literally just Byron to Acton to Tulsa.
Yeah.
35 hours.
Plus, plus you're missing the mile. It's like 1,200. I mean, him and I did the math. It's 1,200 from Byron to Acton in a
Mhm.
day and a half.
Mhm.
Then after spending 1,000 miles in the car over the week, this is 2 weeks in a row you've done a drag and drive. Now you got to drive 1,200 miles south
Right.
to get to Tulsa in a day and a half.
Yeah, 2,500 miles just in those 3 stops.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So I think at that point he'll be 4,000 miles into the trip. Um, getting there. So yeah, 600 miles. Yeah. Anyways, lots of miles. I think I said 10,000, but I think it's like 7,500 or something like that, just in rough math that we put together when we were looking at all that stuff. Pretty
That's
crazy.
wild.
Good on him. Again, Jesse Fox, 3G video. So Sunday, June 3rd, tech and day one of racing. One thing I really like that Matt Frost does of Rocky Mountain is he will let people like early tech. So
Mhm.
a lot of times headlights, taillights, blinkers, horn, you can do all that ahead of time. Get the approval from him. So you literally just you bypass, you go, hi Matt, I'm here. You bypass him, you go to NHRA Tech at the track, makes it go way faster. It is something we are implementing for the circuit 2025 because it just makes so much sense. And good on him for coming up with that. Again, going to be at Osage Casino and Hotel Tulsa Raceway Park. If you want to arrive on Saturday, this is for racers. If you want to arrive on Saturday, you need to be there no later than 9 p.m. There is an event going on. There's a huge Route 66 festival and the Shelby and Ford Nationals or something like that. I should know this off the top of my head, but I don't. It's Ford and Shelby Nationals, something like that, at the track that day, and they're ending their day, their track rental at 9 p.m. So tech starts at 8 a.m. on Sunday. So if you want to arrive early and get your stuff set up, you are more than welcome to, but you need to be there before 9 p.m. on Saturday night. And then obviously gates are going to open at 8 a.m. on, or probably as early as I can get there, or Jimmy or any of the team can get there on Sunday. Tech starts at 8, spectator gates at noon, racing from 3 to 10 p.m. So it's really a stacked day. It's very, very busy. It's very stressful. Everybody have your stuff together because when you do tech and racing on one day like that, it's very tough, especially for 300 cars, man. That's what they're going to have. They're completely sold out into the wait list. So we should see a full packed house plus a bunch of road weekers. It's going to be awesome. Monday is a drive day. This is where it gets kind of interesting because we're going to go from Tulsa to Ennis, which is typically only 250, 300 miles, something like that. But if you have a full drive day, where are they going to take us? There's so many historic spots that people can run around and drive to. Think of the places that think of things that happened between Tulsa and Dallas. Like that's where they could route us,
Yeah.
right? So plus with a drive day, typically they'll throw a drive day in if there's like 350 or 400 miles, which is typically the Kearney to Denver or Pueblo route. So that usually gets you the drive day. Hopefully, we're going to see that here. So I'm pumped about this. I'll be there, obviously. Historic ton of historic spots. I don't know where they're going to take us. Maybe Matt will give us a hint as we lead in to as we get close to the event. I will be asking him for one to give you guys an idea. I'm not just going to wait for him to offer it up. I am going to ask if we can get at least a hint of the route or where we're going to be going. And then Tuesday at the Motorplex, racing from 3 to 10 p.m. Last time we were at the Motorplex for a race week or anything like that was when Doug put it against the wall there. So I'm excited to see his car back because he's coming. He did 6 summer. I don't think he's doing 1.0 actually in that car, and I don't blame him. I'd wait. I'd go somewhere else. Um, but 3 to 10 p.m. It's going to be hot. It's going to be very, very hot. So my suggestion, based on me driving the cart back in 2021, is to get to Texas Motorplex early or the area early. What we did last time was go to the hotel and wait for about 4 hours. We went back to the track at 7 and it almost hurt us. So if you get there early and you can stand it, just go make your pass. Go get a base pass and then go get cooled down somewhere because it's going to be hot. Wednesday, we're going to drive from Texas Motorplex to Thunder Valley in Oklahoma City. Leave Texas early or do not stay the night close to Texas Motorplex because the Dallas traffic is going to kill you. It's horrible, horrible, horrible. We left at like 5 a.m. and still ran into a ton of traffic. And we were trying to dodge some rain too, so that helps. But the trip to Thunder Valley should be pretty easy. Should be just basically interstate. There's really only one good route to get up there. Plus, it's like 300 miles. So you're going to need to get started early, right? So if you're going to do that drive and then pull into Oklahoma City and make passes, that's going to be tough. So at this point, we're going to be at least 600 miles into the trip by the time you get to Thunder Valley. Maybe more depending on how they route through for the drive day. So we are now on our third day of racing and we're 600 miles in to give you an idea of what's going on. Then, so we're going to race Wednesday night, Thunder Valley, Oklahoma City, 3 to 10. Driving from Oklahoma City to Mocan, this is a pretty far drive when you look at it on the map. Looks like it's 250, 300 miles. So we're going to be covering 250 to 300 miles every day is what we're saying here for Rocky Mountain 1.0. This is the first stop. This will be the first time they've ever been to Mocan. So I'm kind of excited about that. This makes Mocan, this is one of the events that makes Mocan the second most visited track in 2024. So I'm pumped to see that. I won't be at Mocan. Sadly, I've got to go on past Mocan and head to St. Louis for a Midwest Drag Race Series race. But them being at Mocan is going to be really cool because there's a lot of photos that come out of Mocan. Plus, it'll help Mocan. And dude, I've hosted 20 events at Mocan. I love those guys up there. They're amazing. Then to round out the week, obviously Tulsa back to or Mocan back to Tulsa should be pretty easy. The way I have looked at routes, gotta be careful how I word stuff. The way I've looked at routes, it's like 150-ish miles. So folks will have they won't know what to do, but I really hope again, no insider knowledge here, but I really hope that they route through Galena. It would make sense. You can come out. It's very easy to hit Galena, and I hope that they make a route stop at Gearhead Curios. That place is awesome. Everybody seemed to have a great time, and the town of Galena is great. The only struggle I think that they would have is that they're going to come out of Mocan at 11 o'clock at night, going down through the middle of Galena. I don't know how that would work, but if people were going to make that drive on Friday morning, it'd be pretty easy, you know. So 100, or 120, 150 miles, something like that would be pretty good. So what do you think? You went to Gearhead, right? Or did you skip Gearhead and went to Boots Court?
Yeah, I went straight to Boots Court.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
I was near it the year before, but I didn't actually go
yeah,
inside. I stopped down, took some pictures. It seems
yeah,
like a cool place. Obviously, there was stuff inside I would have liked to have seen, though.
yeah. We'll just have to have you come back down.
Yeah,
Maybe next year you can come back down in April.
yeah,
Yep. So once back at Tulsa, all the racers are going to do a shootout again, which is typically what they do. Fastest racers. What I like about this is they take and like the fastest 8 race each other heads up. The next fastest 8 or 16 race each, or yeah, the next fastest 8 race each other, and then they have a 16 grouping, and then they break it out into a bracket for whoever wants to run. I love this. I love this style of racing. I think it's really cool because it gives the typical drag racer, which is what we do, the opportunity to go heads up, move through elimination rounds, and they pay out cash, dude. So you get the awards come from your average as well that you're going to be locked in at Mocan with. So you have 4 different tracks that you lock your averages in with to set your class wins, which is what makes what you and I do possible. And then Friday, you go into your race. So you got to break the beams or check in with Matt at the front to get to say, "Hey, I made it. I'm here." And then they go into a heads up style shootout for the weekend. So it really gives that you get that satisfaction at the end of the week is what I'm saying.
yeah.
Yeah, and you're back at your truck and trailer, so you can just you lay it all out on the line. One thing I do like though is they base the racers like the fastest 8, the next fastest 8, and the 16 on your average.
Hmm.
So you're not allowed to run more than 2 tenths faster than your average. So
Oh
that
wow.
helps a lot for, or maybe it's then your fastest pass of the week. I can't remember. It's 2 tenths somewhere. So you can't just be sandbagging to run like your 9.0 class and then bust out a 780 or something like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's going to help a lot. I think that's going to be a ton of fun. I can't wait. Sadly, I won't be in Tulsa for that weekend, but I know that the track staff's going to obviously. I mean, they take care of folks like I never could, and so I'm pumped to see all the stuff that comes from that. But we'll be in St. Louis racing pro mods and funny cars. So you know, it's a trade off, I guess. So I
Oh
will be there
yeah.
for the first 3 days, and I'm ready, man. So this will actually end the what's that 20 days
Yeah.
of drag and drive events across the world. 20
Yeah.
days every
Straight.
day. Now, we saw on our side, like Eric and I's side, a huge bump in followers and things like that after September, after we had 3 weeks of that. It's only going to get better after this. I can't imagine what the content that can come from this is gonna be so wild. Like
Oh
3
yeah.
weeks straight in a row, 20 days of nothing but drag and drive every day somewhere in the world, sometimes 2 events at the same time. Maybe
Yeah.
3. I think
Uh,
I think the June calendar is 3 at one
Yeah,
time.
I was thinking there was a day or so in there where there was three.
Yeah, it ought to be pretty intense. It's gonna give us a great ton of content. We'll have to do we may do the show next Saturday, the news next Saturday, live from Eric's living room.
Yeah.
Somewhere, like, we're gonna have so many stories from the week to talk about, with, Six Summer and, Alaska Speed Week. Then, I mean, every time we go live with the Drag and Drive or the Drag and Drive Repeat show and Drag Drive Repeat news, it'll be about an event in the month of June.
Right.
Crazy. Crazy, crazy.
Either
Alright.
where somebody's at currently in an event
Yep.
or where somebody finished in the previous event or
Yep.
one of those. But yeah, you're right. It's going to be something every time we're on here. We're going to be talking about one of those events.
Yeah, or, world champion points changes, whatever happens. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of stuff that comes up. All right, well,
Yeah.
let's move on. We're actually gonna be a little bit over this morning, but that's fine because I'm sure people are watching as they're driving. So, guys, thank you so much for being our race car friends. Hit the share button as we jump in here. We got 2 more segments, 3 more segments to run through. We're gonna do those quickly. Um, thank you for being our race car friend. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the support you provide us, and thank you so much to our sponsors: Summit Racing, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, WAF Racing, new sponsor there, Car Change 3D, Performer Built Transmissions, Howard's Cams, Sweet Patina, Racing Junk Classifieds, and Power Tube TV. Can't do it without all you guys and helping us and sharing the stuff that we do. You guys make all of this possible. And the gentleman's agreement is that we're going to continue to do that. We're going to continue to provide this content, but it's not free or cheap or this takes a lot of time, is what I'm saying. A lot of
Yeah.
time, a lot of money. We got to get around everywhere. Part of the gentleman's agreement is we're going to keep doing that because we know you enjoy it. But guys, we need you to hit the follow button or the subscribe button while you're doing this. If you're listening to this on the podcast, man, leave us a review. Let us know. Let other people know what you think of the show. And if you're on YouTube or Facebook, guys, and you're not following us, there's something wrong with you. I'm just telling you, there's something wrong with you. Hit that follow or share button as the gentleman's agreement. Thank you. All right, let's talk about car chains. And I feel like I've talked a lot. So, do you want to lead us in? You want to do this segment here?
Yeah, I can go in here and talk a little bit about the stuff that I pulled up for sure.
Yeah.
Uh, this was the first one that I thought was really cool. This one got my attention because it's got that old school look to it, and of
Mhm.
course that's because it's for an old school vehicle. So this is a dash insert for a Holly 6.86-inch screen for a '59 Chevy truck.
Yeah, that's what I like about Corey. Like somebody said, "Hey, can we do this?" And he's like, "Yeah, I don't see why not."
Yep.
And then he can knock it out. It's pretty amazing.
Yep, I was reading through some comments on one of his posts, and I forget what it even was. It was a roll bar mount for some device, I can't remember. And I saw in the comments somebody's like, "We need one of these for a Milwaukee battery," and he's like, "All right, I'm listening for what?" And kind of read through there, and he's like, "I'm in, let's do it." And like, you just got to ask him.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then this is the other one I thought was kind of cool. This is a obviously four drink holder insert for a Chevy Silverado.
Interesting. So, we had talked about this a couple weeks ago that he had bought some parts, and this was one of the parts, and we wondered what he was going to do with it. So,
Yeah.
did they not have drink holders in them? I guess. Is that the thing?
What I'm Yeah, I'm not sure because I don't know what year this is. But I know my Silverado has an opening there and then it's got like a little clip-in insert for two drinks. But
Mm,
a lot of times when I'm in the drive-through, they give me a drink carrier. If I take the cup holder out, I can fit all four of them just sitting in there. So I'm not
interesting.
exactly sure. I'm not sure what year it is, but what I did like is you can see he did a two cup holder on the one side with a big open pocket, and then
Mhm.
also did a two and two cup holder. So looks like he's gonna have a couple different options for what he can do in that.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I would think that there's other opportunities there. Maybe if you are putting in like a shifter or something like that, you just trim those out or tell Corey, hey, look, I don't need the holes on the left.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my shifter there. That's pretty awesome.
Yep. And I was on the phone actually with Corey yesterday talking about a couple different things for, projects that I got going on here with the Mustang. So
Yeah.
it'll be
Bring
exciting to
it
see
on.
what we come up with.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, let me get his ad read here real quick, and then let's jump into some cars that are headed to Six Summer or Alaska Speed Week. Car Change 3D should be your first choice for custom 3D printed parts for your project car. Corey can take your idea to reality. Maybe you are looking for that special car guy gift they can't get anywhere else. Corey can produce a one-off keychain for that special person's special car. Find more at carchains3d.com or on social media by searching Car Chains 3D on Facebook or Instagram. Um, yeah, this is pretty cool. And Corey really does have a Raj says need one like that for a 67 442. Yes, yes, 100%. And I think cup holders makes your car a drag and drop car, right?
Yeah. I don't know if he was talking about the cup holders or the dash insert,
Probably the dash insert.
but I'm sure whatever it is, I'm sure Corey could do it for sure.
Yeah,
All right, let's get into some of these racers.
that's it.
Obviously, we know this one, Jeremy Ortiz, um, in the LS 240 coming down to
Mhm.
Byron.
Yep, and you can follow him. He just crossed 800 subscribers on YouTube on Team Hybrid YouTube. Make sure you go over there and follow that dude. Let's get him to 1,000 by the end of Six Summer.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Uh, One of
Nick
your
Schaff here.
favorites.
Oh my gosh, dude, this truck. I can't wait to see it in person again. Nick Schaff's. Yeah, oh man, I love this thing.
This one's coming to Six Summer.
Yep, yep. He's on his
Ooh,
way right now
ooh, gonna get some good
from
pictures.
Louisiana.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah. This one here I just grabbed because we were talking about Alaska Speed Week for sure. But Raj says he needs both now. He needs the dash and the cup holders. Um, I grabbed this because it was cool. I mean, it's Chris and Phil at the Alaska border.
Yeah.
Kind of a cool shot. They're not headed to Alaska this week, but I'm sure they wish they were.
And we know this one.
Oh yeah, Sheila's Dream. The Price family headed in. This car weighs 5,300 pounds before it's loaded and 7,500 pounds after it's loaded, and runs a Performer built transmissions 4L60 in this car.
Yeah.
Crazy, huge bunch of nitrous and fixing to go to turbos.
I was just about to ask you a question, but I see it's already in the notes for later, so I'm gonna skip that part.
Yep, yep. Yeah, this
Uh,
here, this looks like Andrew Highstand. Um, Headed into six summer. This car truly is another one of my favorites. Oh, the Bucket List Mob said they've crossed 500 subscribers on YouTube. Guys, if you're not following the Bucket List Mob, you need to do that too. They are a blast to
oh yeah.
watch and hang out with. So, Andrew's car saw it at Midwest Drags 2 years ago. This car, again, another one of my favorites. Turbo, small block Ford. This car is driver ready, just cruises around all day. Looks like a regular Fairmont in the parking lot and then rips off like 9-second passes.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Fast Ranger Motorsports. This truck here, insane. Stick shift
Yep.
and 800 horsepower worth of nitrous.
Yep.
Violent is what this truck is. Violent. Just
Yeah.
absolute.
Every once in a while, he'll send me videos of some passes, and they're always wicked.
It's intense, man. It's
Yeah.
intense. I
I'll be
can't wait to hang out
excited to
with those
see
guys.
him.
Yeah. Oh, these are our boys. This
I
is
was
Fast
gonna
and
say,
Racing.
yeah.
Yeah, they are on the road right now. I'm sure they're probably even watching.
And they just finished an event. Drop the Hammer, right?
Yep.
So they're
Yep.
coming off of that right into six summer.
Yeah, we had Brian on Wednesday nights on episode 66 of the Drag Drive Repeat show and asked like, "Hey, have you ever stacked events this close?" And he said no. So and then they get back. The next picture is Brian's car. They get back from um, six summer, and the next weekend they race an imports versus domestics event.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
They're gonna
so
be putting in some work in that car.
pretty intense, pretty intense. And you saw, I don't know if you watched the episode or saw his post on Fast Act Racing, but they broke the flex plate after Drop the Hammer. Like they made their last pass and they were going up to make another pass and it started chattering real bad and literally broke the flex plate.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it had been cracking, but obviously you don't see that if you don't pull stuff out. So pretty amazing.
Exactly. And that car just worked, so they don't typically pull things out.
Yep. Yep. It just does what it's supposed to. They just make upgrades. And then Mike Turner with Shop Dog Fabrication is headed in that way now. You can see the photo here that Mike posted is from Edge of Traction by Bill Elkins. Bill and the team from there's going to be Trackside Media now is what it's
Yep.
called. They're going to be on site for the week as well. So him and Andy and they actually have another photographer, videographer coming with them to grab some stuff. So it's going to be great to see those guys as well. Mike Turner, Shop Dog Fabrication on YouTube, another great follow. Got to do that as well. And then I don't remember the name on this car, but I'm really excited to see this. This is a Mercury Cougar. And look at the big and little setup on that. Look how good that rear tire looks, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
It
I'm a
looks like
big
it's
fan
got
of that.
just the right amount of patina on it too.
Yeah. Yeah. Get a sweet patina sticker for that car. And then these fifth gen Camaros look so good on a set of drag wheels.
Oh yeah.
And then our buddy Fonzie Novella is going to come up in the Barramont.
Yeah.
Excuse me, he's headed that way tomorrow.
Okay.
That's going to be fun for that car to be back out and about, and I love that setup. And then we're both Nova guys, so I had to snag this picture again. These are from a post that was made earlier or made late yesterday, asking for setups for your six summer or what you're going to be towing in, all that kind of stuff. We just wanted to see pictures of cars on trailers or pulling trailers, so I'm excited about that. And
Yep.
then Molly Motorsports, guys, we're not doing a feature this morning because I knew that it was going to be busy, but let me do the ad read, and then we'll talk about some of the co-pilot spotlight because we'd love for folks to submit their co-pilot spotlight. So, attention, high performance enthusiasts and sportsman class racers. Meet the Motley Motorsport Power Pack Kit, your ultimate solution for power packed performance. The Power Pack pistons are made from either 4032 aluminum alloy to allow for tighter cylinder to wall clearances and improved temperature stability, or 2618 alloy to allow for increased detonation resistance. Tailored for various engine families from small block Chevrolet to Volkswagen and Audi, they've got you covered. What sets Molly apart? Forged pistons, Grafal coating, and phosphate treatment for peak performance and durability. Elevate your ride with Molly Motorsports, where performance meets precision. Unleash the power within. Visit mollymotorsport.com for more details. And for the podcast listeners, Molly is spelled Mahle. Molly is probably how it's pronounced in other parts of the world, but not here. So the co-pilot spotlight, listen, take the time. It takes like 4 or 5 minutes. Find it, dragdriverpete.com/co-pilot spotlight. We've got stories from like Pat Cook about all the racers being his co-pilot. We've got stories from like Krista Long and John being her co-pilot and having to like fish by hand the melted chocolate donuts out from underneath the seat. And then like Zach Stevens when he told us about his mom being what a great co-pilot, especially making more than 60 passes during the week. So listen, go over there, do that, get your stuff set up.
Yeah,
Go listen.
we've got a whole month of Dragon drives going on,
Yep.
20 days straight.
Yeah.
Let's get some stories submitted either before you go to your event or when you get
Yep.
back from your event. Let's get those submitted. Again, you can get those. You can get to that link on dragdriverepeat.com. There'll be a spot at the top for Molly Motorsports Copilot Spotlight. Click on that, fill it out. Like Mike said, just a couple of questions. Shouldn't take you longer than a few minutes. So if you get a
Yep.
chance, please go over there and submit those so we can keep highlighting these every week.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. Alrighty. What's next?
uh,
What's
Thanking our race car friends once again. You know, this weekend I was obviously in Pittsburgh for some work, and a race car friend, Jeff, came and picked me up, gave me a tour of the city. It's Those are the reasons we do what we do. Obviously, we love the Dragon Drive, but we love all of our race car friends. So thank you guys for that. And thanks to our sponsor, Summit Racing, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, WAF Racing, Car Change 3D, Performer Built Transmission, Howard's Cam, Sweet Patina, Racing Junk, and our newest media partner, PowerTube TV.
yeah, that list is getting big. Look at the bottom of the screen there, man. It's
I,
like all the way
I,
across.
lo-
It's awesome.
yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yep. All right. Well, let's talk about the Performa Built transmission segment here and how excited I am for Ryan to be attending his first Dragon Drive event. Do you want to do the ad read and then we'll get into some pictures?
Yep. Performa Built is the official transmission builder of Drag Drive Repeat. At Performa Built Transmissions, their goal is to engineer and build the toughest transmissions on the planet. They don't just rebuild transmissions, they systematically re engineer each model to eliminate OEM flaws and to achieve the highest levels of performance. That's why they say their transmissions are not just built, they're Performa Built.
I know that's right, and they're fixing to put it to the test this week in the Price Mobile and several other cars in the Dragon Drive world run Performer Built transmissions. But Ryan arrived at the Price compound yesterday, and you can see from these pictures here, he's kind of excited to be on site in the car. You can see the picture on the right; he's on in the car, and the turbo on the left picture here is what they're putting on. But oh, they're actually putting twins on the car when they get back. I
Yeah.
think that's the goal before the maybe over the winter. They're going to go to like a twin turbo setup, and then you can see the picture on the right. Welcome to the tranny guy. So pretty
It'll
excited.
be
Those dudes are a blast.
Yep, it'll be cool to see Ryan too, since
Yeah,
we haven't met in person. So it's
yeah,
gonna be awesome having all these sponsors of ours on site and getting to hang out with them. Obviously, we talked about Driven being there, Ryan being there for Performabuilt, so gonna be
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. It's going to be great. And then we should see Eric Grillo from Molly at Rocky Mountain Race Week. I mean, I'm trying to talk Blake from Sweet Patina into coming over for the trip at Rocky Mountain for just to hang out for the day and come see all the cars and stuff like that. So it's pretty amazing. We had Corey at Car Change 3D come to the circuit. I mean, people love this stuff.
Yeah.
It only makes it better. And to have Ryan do this, I know in my heart that he's going to be a drag and drive guy after this. Like there's no question he's gonna have a blast. So
Oh yeah, absolutely.
that should be pretty fun to see him go through all that. And again, be watching for the Sheila's Dream, the big Mercury wagon. I mean, I think they're gonna have 4 adult dudes in it.
I
That's what
mean,
they
there's
ran
enough.
with last summer.
Yeah, there's plenty of room for that.
Oh yeah,
That
for
thing is
sure.
massive
Right,
and
and
does
then
wheelies.
oh,
Mm.
yeah, I mean, you see it right there. They spray it, quite a bit of nitrous to it. I think it ends up like 150 or 200 shots. So I thought it was like 400, but hey, I'll take 150. And then it's going turbo setup next. So that should be pretty fun. And then, of course, Nick's truck is going to be there. Again, one of my favorite vehicles in all of Drag and Drive. And a great dude. He's been on the show. He's been on with Ryan on the Performer Built Transmissions Facebook and YouTube channel. This this is going to be a great week to hang out with everybody.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a ton of fun. So I can't wait for that. Well, man, I know we're over a little bit here, but let's get into this found on Racing Junk because Racing Junk Classifieds is the official buy sell trade for us here at Drag Drive Repeat, and they have a new drag and drive section. So you
Yeah,
can
and we're
literally go to drag race cars and go find drag and drive specific cars within that. So lead us through, man. What do you got? What are we looking at? How many cars? All that kind of stuff.
yeah, we're up to 15 in the category now.
That's
Um,
awesome.
but the one I chose for today was a 98 Trans Am drag and drive car, 39,000. So you can see here a couple of
Oh,
the
that looks
pictures.
tough.
I love this picture obviously as a photographer standpoint looks awesome.
Yes.
So scroll through
Is it
those a little
is it a
bit.
Pro Charger?
I do believe that's what it is. What I also thought was cool is you can see I got a video in here as well. So for those watching on YouTube or Facebook, you can see the video. If you're listening to the podcast, you would have to go check this out on racingjunk.com.
Oh yeah, yeah, Pro Charger. That's awesome.
But
Air
yeah,
to
I
water
thought it's cool.
cooler.
Yeah, he does a little walkthrough, of the car. But see side exhaust there, but if we scroll down here, it is a 850 cert cage, carbon fiber hood, 408 Pro Charge LS, F1X Pro Charger, air to water intercooler, Lexan on everything except for the T-tops, Dominator ECU, 12-inch Pro Dash, 2-speed power glide with a trans brake, strange double adjustment front and rear, and a fiberglass dash. And this one is
Interesting.
located in Edmond, Oklahoma, so just in
Oh, awesome.
time for Rocky Mountain Race Week to come rolling through.
Yeah, I feel like that's a lot of car for the money at 39,000.
That's kind of what I thought too.
Huh. Interesting. And looks great. I mean, the setup on it, the front bumper is wild, the side exhaust, the drag pack setup. It's a little
Yeah,
tall in the front looking there, but strange adjustables. You crank them dudes down.
yeah. I was a little intrigued by the front end, but I do like the fact that it has the big opening in the middle to get more
Yeah.
air into the air to water in there.
Yeah. Or yeah. I guess probably that'd be yeah, for cooling,
Yeah,
for your radiator and stuff too. That's awesome. Yeah. Good car, man. Good find. And having 15 cars in that setup, it just continues to grow. We've gone from 2, then there was 4, and then there were 8, now there's
hmm
15. I mean, that's pretty awesome. And that's just when was the last time we covered the Found on Racing? I guess it's probably been about 2 weeks. So it's more than doubled in 2 weeks.
yeah, because we didn't have an episode last week, so
Yeah. Yeah. So thanks again to Racing Junk for making that happen. I mean, that was a suggestion I had. I was like, hey, can we get a drag and drive segment or a section within drag racing? And they delivered. So it's going to be awesome to see more people use that, and then also how that works into, again, growing the sport, growing the community, because now people will see that and go, y'all listen, there's people that don't even know what a drag and drive is. They don't even know. They don't even know the words Hot Rod Drag Week or Rocky Mountain Race Week. But with so many events, we're up to 38 events for the year, and now we've got like play. I mean, listen, Racing Junk Classifieds is the big company. Lots of really cool stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see them step off into that.
Yep.
Well, cool.
All right.
Well,
I think that about wraps it up, huh?
yeah, that's awesome. Listen, good luck today. Good luck tomorrow. Please, please, please go live from the pits for everybody that is at home like me that is going to have serious FOMO as a Dragon Drive event kicks off tomorrow. It's going to be hard for me to be around. I'm telling you. So I'll be
Yep.
looking for photos and all that kind of stuff. And
Oh
man,
yeah.
thank you for doing that. It's gonna be great.
Yep. I'll have photos. I'll probably do a live walk around, but everybody that's coming, safe travels to everybody. I will see you guys this weekend, and I look forward to hanging out with everybody.
Yep. All right, guys. See y'all.
See ya.
Sweet.